2 months ago, I had no idea what editing was. I mean, I knew that editing was used in videography in order for people to showcase their work, but my knowledge really stopped at cutting videos. Of course, I'm not a master yet, but I'm miles away from where I started. And if I look back to where I was just 2 months ago, I'm really far compared to where I started, knowing absolutely nothing about editing. I'm actually fascinated by the process. I mean, going from someone who doesn't know anything about a subject or the bare minimum to being good enough to have a conversation or an input about this subject is pretty fascinating. And it got me thinking, how do we get good at anything? Learning a new skill could seem terrifying for some of us. All we see is a mountain of new information that we need to know before jumping in. And with the fast-paced world that we live in, it's just hard for us to find the time to get to the actual work. In the book, The First 20 Hours by Josh Kauffman, he explains that becoming a master at a subject takes about 10,000 hours. I'm sure you've heard this before. But he also says that it takes 20 hours to become good at anything. I don't know about you,
but I like the sound of that.
I mean, 10,000 hours. If I work 2 hours a day, 365 days a year, that's about 5,000 days and 13 years.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Before wanting to learn anything, you must have the utmost curiosity and attention.
You had my curiosity, but now you have my attention.
That leads us to this video. How can we get good at anything and doing it fast? I'm not going to sit here and tell you that you must love what you do or else it won't work. I mean, that's for the motivational speakers. Sometimes we just have to learn something, either because our job requires us to do so, maybe we need to learn a new skill to generate more money, or just because we always wanted to do it. Either way, learning to love learning is part of all that. It's part of the journey.
Session.
The easiest things you can learn in life are the things that you're already interested in. But part of it could be things you dislike, but you need to learn it anyway because it comes full circle. For example, I love creating new videos, learning about lighting, composition, and subjects. But in order for me to get there, I need to learn the technicality of my camera, which honestly, I dislike. But I still have to do it. I have to sit there and listen to someone talk about menus and options for 20 to 30 minutes on YouTube. For me, it's super boring. I'd rather pick up the camera and jump on the field. Well, I do both. I get myself to obsess on the final product, the images that I see in my head. But in order to get there, I must know how to use the camera properly and everything that comes with it. Obsession has a bad rep, but when you can't stop thinking about this new skill, you just want to get better as soon as possible, and it brings you to getting good way faster. By the way, don't confuse obsession with addiction. As long as you can control the narrative in your environment, everything will be okay. It was getting a little cold, so time for the hoodie. Alright, focus, and that's the next subject. To be good at anything, we must understand the important role of focusing. Daniel Goleman, the author of Focus, says that the secret to high performance and fulfillment is focus. He goes on saying that when you're doing something voluntarily, meaning no one asks you to do it, you're more apt to be in the flow. And some people might call that the zone. This is where we need to be. And I try really hard to have a moment of flow every day when I'm working on bettering my skills. Focus could be hard, but just like everything else, you can work it out. The concentration muscle could be stimulated and hence you getting better at focusing.
Concentration is a muscle of the mind, and there are definitely ways to strengthen the circuitry for concentration. I've seen it done with 7-year-olds. The more we bring our mind back from wandering to a single point of focus, the stronger the circuitry for concentration becomes.
Train your brain to be able to focus on what you're learning. Use a timer and try to get in the zone every single day. Which leads me to the last point, consistency. You've heard this before, life is not a sprint, it's a marathon. Being consistent is what makes the difference between success and failure, but it's not a quick fix or a magic bullet. In the book The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson, he mentions that being consistent is not a band-aid in life, it's a philosophy, it's a lifestyle. Success is not a big thing that happens to the chosen ones, but it's made of small things that are easy to do. The small decisions or actions that we take every day doesn't change anything in our lives. I mean, look, I can learn 15 minutes of coding every single day, or I can scroll on social media 15 minutes a day every single day. At the moment, the choice doesn't really matter, but it's compounded in time, and that matters. Because these small actions are so easy to do, they're also easy not to do and to be ignored. We need to understand that because they're easy not to do, most people won't do them. I mean, we all have 24 hours in a day. The choice is yours. You either do the small actions every day or you don't. It's that simple. One thing's for sure, we have no excuses for not getting towards our goals. At the end of the day, we're in control of our destiny by understanding that we all do the same things. We all eat, sleep, think, feel, talk, listen, and we all have the same 8,760 hours in a year. So if you want to get good at anything, reflect on your daily actions and take a step towards small and easy actions to take every day. Get obsessed, learn how to focus, but most importantly, be consistent. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Now I'm going to shoot some more stuff to get even better at my craft. Until next time, ciao.